Are you looking to get more boo for your buck at Universal Orlando's Halloween Horror Nights? Stay and Scream can be an effective way to pre-game, allowing access to haunted houses before the event officially starts. But is it worth cutting it into your daytime park hours, or will you be waiting around too long for things to get off the ground? And how is Stay and Scream working this year, as the haunted house locations and Stay and Scream itself has been switched up a little? In this episode we'll go over the basics of how Stay and Scream is working at Halloween Horror Nights 33. How many haunted houses will we get to experience before the event even starts? Let's find out. Hey, this is Stu for Out and Back Travel. I make videos like this one to help inspire your own theme park adventures. If you do find this video helpful, please help me out on YouTube by dropping it a like and subscribing. Thank you very much. Halloween Horror Nights returns to Universal Studios Florida for its 33rd season in 2024. The After Park Hours event transforms the original theme park at the Universal Orlando Resort into a living nightmare for selected nights through November the 3rd, 2024. If you have a daytime theme park ticket and a Halloween Horror Nights ticket, or you've purchased a Scream Early upgrade to your Halloween Horror Nights event ticket, then you are eligible to wait inside special holding areas while the park closes for regular daytime guests and flips over into Halloween Horror Nights mode. This is known as Stay and Scream, and these areas open from 3 PM each afternoon. You have to be inside the area by 5 PM when the theme park officially closes to day guests. Otherwise you'll have to leave the park and re-enter through the main entrance at 6:30 PM when the event officially starts. As a general rule of thumb, I'd recommend to get yourself inside the Stay and Scream area around 4 PM. Once you're inside the area, you'll find restrooms, so you'll be able to go toilet, plenty of food and beverage options too, and you can usually get early access into the haunted houses before the event even opens to the public, so it can be a really good way to maximise your time at the event. Remember, time is money, so Stay and Scream can really work. If you don't have Express Pass and want to get a head start before the queues build up, or you want to get some serious laps in and enjoy the haunted houses multiple times, Stay and Scream is for you. This particular video is based on our experience of the 2 weeks at Halloween Horror Nights in September 2024. As we know with Halloween Horror Nights, the event does evolve slightly as the run progresses, so there might be changes and tweaks to this, therefore your own mileage may vary. And we have been doing Stay and Scream since 2009. So have a lot of experience at this. As of our time of visit in early September, Universal were offering 2 options for Stay and Scream if you wanted to pre-queue for haunted houses. These are New York or World Expo. The New York Stay and Scream area is accessed by Minions Cafe. To get inside Stay and Scream, you of course need your Halloween Horror Nights ticket, and the team members will scan this to check that your admission is valid. Once this ticket check has been done, that's it, you're inside the event. You'll have access to the food booths and bars around the New York little park area. There's also the Louis to go window and a bit of outside seating there, and this is where you'll find the restrooms opposite Louis there. Finnegan's Bar and Restaurant was also open for indoor dining, and we had a lovely meal there before one of our nights. Inside the Stay and Scream area you can hang out and vibe, or you can join a pre-queue for selected haunted houses before they open. Just look out for the team member holding the big lolly sticks, and these are the end of the queue. The New York area has 4 haunted houses you can pre-queue for this year, and those are Ghostbusters, Frozen Empire and Insidious the Further, which are both opening around 5:15 PM. A Quiet Place was a little later, around 5:30 PM, and Major Sweets Candy Factory opened at 6 PM. I do think it's worth pointing out this is just our experience from 2 weeks at the event and reading what others are experiencing, but these times are not fixed and really the event doesn't officially start until 6:30 p.m, so as always your mileage may vary. Being the 3 big IP houses from this year's event, the New York Stay and Scream area has proved very popular, and those pre-queues are nearly as long, if not longer, than the lines themselves during the event. When the houses open, Universal will then filter you into the actual queue lines for the houses, so it will start moving up as normal, but it can look a bit off-putting to be joining the queue for Insidious this far down the New York streets. But it does move up, honestly, you just have to kind of take a deep breath and go for it. As we've mentioned already, if you don't have Express Pass, this is a great way to get a head start on tackling some of those longer waits during the event without eating into your official time at the event, and that's really the genius of Stay and Scream. Some of these houses opened over an hour before the event even opened to the public, so you really do get that head start. We found the New York area this year to be a little overwhelming and crowded. Insidious, Ghostbusters and A Quiet Place are definitely a very popular combo of houses that people really want to line up for, and boy were those lines long. And we definitely missed having the inside of Louis Pizza open as it was in previous years, which had the benefit of aircon, shelter from any rainstorms, and of course the lovely freestyle machines. So it's sad those weren't available this year. So let's check out the new kid on the block, the World Expo Stay and Scream area, and this is accessed down the side of Lombard's restaurant. You then go around the back of the restaurant to the waterside deck where you have one of the pop-up Fanta bars and some seating. There are some parasols, but it's not really shelter, it's a bit out in the open. The area then proceeds along the London waterfront, and then you have to wait to cross the street by the Jaws restrooms. And this is the pathway for the regular daytime guests who are not part of the event. So the pedestrian flow gets halted with a trusty rope, and then you can cross over to access the restrooms. There's another Fanta haunt bar and some food booths, and importantly Coke freestyle machines. The haunted house pre-queues in this Stay and Scream area are for 2 of the sprung tents, 2 new sprung tents actually, Universal Monsters Eternal Bloodlines and Goblins Feast. Initially we waited in the pre-queue down the side of the Nightmare Fuel queue before being walked down to the house area at around 5:30, and the houses opened at 5:45. We chose to go for Monsters first. Goblins opened a little quicker and seemed to process the line very quickly because it very quickly disappeared. There was a little bit of a stop-start with people getting into the Monsters house, so it did take us about half an hour to get into the house. So at 6:15 p.m. we joined the queue for Goblins, which was practically a walk-in at this point. And then we went round again, because of course you would. Technically we've still got 15 minutes until the event opens to regular guests, and Monsters is advertising a 25-minute wait, which is probably accurate, that's kind of what we did wait, and Goblins is still walk-in. So we lucked out by selecting Monsters first, it meant we could lap Goblins. So the time is now exactly 6:27 p.m, 3 minutes before those main gates officially open, and we are walking into Goblins for the 3rd time in a row. Leaving Goblins at 6:35 p.m, the crowd still hadn't quite reached them. Now the other 2 Sprungton houses, Museum and Slaughter Cinema, were scheduled to open around 6 p.m, so you could leave the section of the event and walk over to their entrances and do them before the main crowds get there too. However, on this occasion we preferred to lap Goblins as it was one of our favourites from this year's event. Overall, I would recommend Stay and Scream as a way of maximising your time at Halloween Horror Nights. Over the years, Stay and Scream has provided some great core memories of Halloween Horror Nights, including in 2022 where we literally got to lap Universal Monsters Legends Collide my all-time favourite Halloween Horror Nights house. And that was such a great opportunity to do that, all thanks to Stay and Scream. And you can check out a little video vlog on the channel. I'll leave a link below to how we achieved that. As the event becomes more popular each year, so does Stay and Scream, and it was noticeably a bit more crowded and chaotic than last year. And people were pre-queuing 2 hours to be the first in line for those popular IP houses, and that is a little nuts to me. Like any component of a Florida vacation, Halloween Horror Nights is a marathon, not a sprint, and you're going to have to do so much walking to get behind the scenes to the haunted houses and through those long queue switchbacks. Your step count will be off the charts. So as a fat old gayer, I'm simply too knackered to lap the houses these days and prefer to take it slightly easier with an express pass. Thank you MBNA. That way we get to do all the houses at least once, and we can go at our own pace and not have to really worry about the queue times because the express is taking care of that. Now, Halloween Horror Nights does run until 2 AM every night. As 2024 isn't really a super IP year like last year's double team of Stranger Things and The Last of Us, as the night draws on, the lines do get shorter and become a lot more manageable. So that's your alternative way of tackling the event and removing some of those longer queues. Get yourselves an early evening siesta and rock up later to experience a slightly more palatable queue length, especially if you don't have express or again are looking for the multiple runs through the houses. So what are your thoughts on Stay and Scream? Have you ever stayed and screamed yourself? How did it go? How many houses did you get on the Stay and Scream count? If you do have your own tips, please share them in the comments below so we can all learn from each other's experiences. Thank you so much for watching, and remember, until next time, stay safe on the way out and back.